Baguio Philippines. You've heard about it. Now let's take a road trip and check it out. Baguio Philippines. You may have heard about it, may not have been there, nor have I. But I'm going to take a road trip this time and check it out. I've lived in about 8 countries, most of the time on beach residences, and hot and humid. I'm ready for some mountain time, cool temperatures, fresh air, and some of those beautiful pine trees I've heard about. So we're going to take a road trip. Come along with me. You can check it out. It should be a long video. You might want to make some popcorn for this one. But I think it'll be interesting just to see the different terrain. This is going to be part 1. I probably will have 1 or 2 more parts to this because it is kind of a long ride, but I did want to give you folks an opportunity to kind of just look at the countryside and look what life looks like along the road to Baguio, and check it out. So today's the day. It's early morning. We're heading off to Baguio, finally, with me and MJ. We're on the way. We're here waiting on the jeepney to take us to Cabanatuan, the place that we said 3 times we weren't going back to, because that's where we have to go to do official business, get our paperwork, immigration, driver's license, things like that. But each time we say we're not going back because it's south of where we are. But here we are going back for the 4th time because we have to go there, which is south of here, then turn around and head north of here to get to Baguio. So in just a minute, and we got picked up by the jeepney. We got lucky and no one on board. And just to give you an idea how this worked out, we got on the jeepney, we rode for about 40 minutes south to Cabanatuan, jumped on a motorcycle, rode another 10 minutes, well, about 7 minutes over to another station, and then from that station we jumped on the bus, and we were on our way. Well, we finally made it on the bus, and we're getting ready to head out of the station here in Cabanatuan. So I got a couple minutes I'll speak with you because this is going to be a fairly long ride. If you're not interested in kind of looking at the scenery along the way, you might want to click out now because it'll be about a 28-minute video. Just cruising through the countryside. It's about all it is. But a couple things. When I came to the Philippines, my intention really was not to go to, a place like Dumaguete or Cebu or someplace like that, or Manila for sure. I had already been to Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Central America, South America. All those beach communities is where I was staying, and I was just ready for some really cool mountain time, very much like where I originally came from when I was younger. And so I decided, I checked everything out and looked at Luzon, and I thought Luzon was, looked like a pretty good location for what I was looking for. And again, it's a lot different for everybody's got their own little thing they like. But for what I was looking for, I think Luzon, and particularly northern Luzon, would look ideal for me. And by the way, if you'll notice on this video, you'll see some reflection. I'm on a bus, so depending upon which way the bus is going, we're getting some reflection on the camera, and I do apologize for that. Also, what I like on these buses in the Philippines, and I've seen it in other countries as well, but you won't see it in the United States, they kind of go up and down the aisle and collect the money. I don't know how, a lot of times I don't remember how they remember all the faces, to be honest with you. There's a lot of people on those buses at times, and they seem to remember every face and who pays and who haven't paid and when it's time for them to pay, where they're getting off, all that stuff. So my hat's off to them. They do a good job. But in any event, my goal was really to come and get in the northern part and spend my time exploring Luzon, and who knows how long that would take. And if I so choose, then I could take a vacation, jump on a plane and go to a beach resort someplace. But I'm pretty much done living at the sand and the salt water and the heat and the humidity, all this stuff. I want a place I can get and relax a little bit. Part of our mission going up here is kind of recon mission, if you will, for MJ and I. We're going to be looking for an apartment up here so that we can use this as a base of operations to explore other parts of Luzon, but always get back to the nice cool temperatures. And when I say cool, they average around 89 to well, depending on if it's wintertime, I think it goes down a bit lower than that, but it's pretty much 80, upper 80, mid to upper 80s to around 88 or something at the most. I'm going to go over the weather in the next video. This is part one. I do plan on doing part two because, quite frankly, this video is going to only take us halfway to getting to Baguio. Quite a long ride, but as you can see here, I've just got the camera against the window, cruising through the countryside. That's all it is. Just wanted to give you folks an idea what it looked like. Right now, we're still very much in the flatlands of the rice paddies, but that will change greatly. But again, everybody's got their own thing they want to do. I'm ready to slow it down a bit. I'm 60, almost 66, and I've hit a lot of countries, did a lot of things, have a lot of fun. But I'm ready to slow it down and get one base location, find a decent apartment where I can, continue to do videos and get out there. And there's MJ nodding off a little bit. But and I'll cover the apartment a little bit later, or actually in the next video. But wanted to find an apartment that we could use as a base of operation, continue to do videos, explore Baguio, see what they have to offer. They've got a lot of great reviews as far as, eating places to eat, things to do, scenery, history. I am a military history nut, so it does have a great history with not only when the colonials were there, but even before that with some of the native tribes that were there. And then eventually the Philippines, and then the Americans, and then the Japanese, and then the Americans again, and then back to the Philippines. So it's going back and forth. They've got a great history. If you get a chance, I'm going to leave a link to Wikipedia below so you can kind of read up on it a little bit as well. But if you get a chance, get up there. I think you'll find it incredibly interesting like I did. Interesting so much so that I decided to live there. So it was a good recon. Saw it. Like I say, I'll cover the apartment searching in the next video. But in the meantime, just kind of take a look at it, check it out, and I hope you enjoy the road trip. Basically, just sitting there, watching the country go by. But the next video, I can assure you, the scenery will be much different. But for now, go ahead and watch and enjoy. Comment if you like, and I'll chat with you in a little bit. noticing here we're coming up on some fairly high water, and we have been getting quite a bit of rain, but you know, 'tis the season. But I just couldn't help but to wonder if these folks, some of these folks I noticed had water actually on the floors going into their house. And I was just wondering if it's something they're always just used to and they get over it. Because I gotta say, it probably happens all the time. And this is actually pre-typhoon. We hadn't had the typhoon come through yet. But I was also wondering, you know, why aren't they putting the house up on stilts a little bit more? Because I can't imagine this is, you know, a freak incident. That I would guess it happens quite often. But that's just the thoughts of a Westerner. we are just about hitting the halfway point on the trip to Baguio, and this video I'm going to cut it off at about 30 minutes because it is so long, and I'm sure if you guys are still hanging with me, you're probably getting a little bit bored. But the next video, the terrain will change quite a bit. It'll be more hilly, more mountainous. Things change quite a bit. In addition to that, we'll also be covering some of the information on the apartment, hunting, and if we didn't catch an apartment while we were there. But we'll share that with you as well. But in the meantime, like I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the bottom, give you a little bit of information on the city and the area there. If you're someone that's looking for an area that's, cooler, away from the, tourist craziness of the folks that are coming to the Philippines, you may want to, at least if not anything else, check this place out, because to me, at least preliminarily, it looks like a very good stop, and could be a very good place to relocate. I know where I have been up there so far reminded me of what we call the woodlands in Texas, which was very hilly, a lot of pines, and a lot of nice homes. So, and one thing I'm noticing also traveling through this area of the Philippines, it really doesn't look as much economically depressed as I've seen in other areas. It looks like they're doing a bit better. The houses are a little better. A lot of the vehicles I see are better. Folks just don't seem to be as bad as they might be down, like down in Manila and down in the lower part of Luzon, and even down in other parts down south. I'm thinking probably the rice industry is really contributing to that. I'm not sure, but there is definitely something going on that like I say, the construction of the houses look a lot better here, and things just a lot more spread out. I like it so far. So stay tuned. We'll go ahead and show you some more. We'll show you the rest of this, and then I got it. Next one's part 2. We're going to continue it and let you take a look at that. That should be even more interesting. But in the meantime, thanks for hanging in there.